Waking up at 5 a.m. isn't just about getting out of bed early. It's about setting the tone for your whole day and giving yourself the best chance to succeed. When successful people start their mornings with purpose, they create space for focus, growth, and energy that lasts. This habit can change how you feel, think, and act every single day. Imagine waking up feeling clear, motivated, and ready to take on whatever comes your way. That's what the 5 a.m. habit can do for you. In this video, you'll discover simple yet powerful steps to own your mornings, build mental strength, and create lasting success. If you want to break free from rushing through your day and instead start each morning with calm and confidence, keep watching. This guide will show you exactly how to make mornings your secret weapon for a better life. Chapter 1. Wake up daily at 5 a.m. without excuses. Waking up at 5 a.m. is not a trend. It's not a motivational gimmick. It's a decision, one that separates the committed from the comfortable. When you choose to get up before the world does, you're not just getting more time. You're taking control. You're removing yourself from the passive flow of life and entering a space where you lead your day before it leads you. That quiet hour is not about the clock. It's about who you become when you show up with discipline. The habit of rising early is the beginning of mastering yourself. When you make the decision to wake up every day at 5 a.m. without excuses, you're not waiting to feel motivated. You're training yourself to act regardless of how you feel. Success is not about how much you want something. It's about what you're willing to do consistently without negotiation. Everyone wants to grow, but not everyone is willing to pay the daily price. That price starts with rising when it's hard, when your bed feels warm, when no one is watching, and when your mind whispers, just 5 more minutes. That moment when you ignore the whisper is where character is built. And character is what determines your future. The world you want to build doesn't begin at 9 a.m. It starts when the world is still quiet. At 5 a.m., your attention isn't being pulled in 20 directions. There are no emails, no phone calls, no distractions. It's you and your discipline. That's when the real work happens, not just the tasks on your to-do list, but the internal work of becoming the kind of person who keeps promises to themselves. Waking up early teaches you to trust yourself again. It's a daily reminder that you are in control of your time and your life. It's not supposed to be easy. That's the point. The resistance you feel is part of the growth. Comfort has nothing to teach you. You won't find progress under the blanket of convenience. But if you're willing to get uncomfortable, even just for that first 60 seconds when the alarm goes off, you unlock something that most people never experience, a deep sense of pride, peace, and purpose. You no longer react to life. You initiate, you lead, you move. Waking up at 5 a.m. won't fix your life overnight, but it will give you the time, the clarity, and the energy to begin fixing it yourself. You'll find that you stop racing through the day. You'll notice that your thoughts become clearer. You start the day on your terms, not on someone else's demands. That feeling is hard to describe until you live it. But once you do, it becomes addictive. Not because it's easy, but because it's yours. You don't need talent to wake up early. You don't need anyone's permission. You don't even need to feel ready. All you need is the decision to act. That decision will change everything. At first, your mind will resist. It will give you every reason to delay. It will tell you that it's too early, that you didn't sleep enough, that it's too cold, that today is not the right day. Your job is to stop listening, not to argue with those thoughts, just to ignore them. Get up. Stand up. Move. The longer you wait, the harder it gets. Action removes resistance. The moment your feet hit the ground, the battle is already won. Consistency matters more than intensity. Waking up at 5 a.m. once or twice does nothing if you return to your old habits. The power of the habit is built through repetition. Day after day, the discipline strengthens. Day after day, your identity shifts. You stop being someone who tries, and you become someone who does. You stop negotiating with your alarm. You start honoring your goals more than your feelings. That's the transformation. You become someone who shows up, no matter what. You will fail sometimes. You'll sleep in. You'll miss days. That's not the problem. The problem is letting failure become your new standard. Don't let a mistake become a pattern. Missing one day doesn't mean you failed. It means you're human. Just don't miss two. Get back on track immediately. The habit doesn't demand perfection. It demands honesty. Be honest with yourself. Don't lie to yourself with stories about why it's too hard or why it doesn't matter. You know it does. You've seen what happens when you start your day with discipline. You've felt the difference, that clarity, that control. That's what you're fighting for. There are no shortcuts. You don't earn the benefits of the 5 a.m. habit by thinking about it or reading about it. You earn them by getting out of bed when it's dark, when it's quiet, and when no one is clapping for you. You earn them by choosing your growth over your comfort. You earn them every single day, and each time you do, you become stronger, calmer, more focused. You become someone other people can rely on. But more importantly, you become someone you can rely on. Waking up early gives you time, and time is everything. Time is space to think. Time is room to breathe. Time is the foundation of every goal, every dream, every change you want to make. Most people say they don't have time. You do. You just choose to use it differently. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Don't aim for flawless mornings. Aim to show up. Even if you feel tired, even if it's not your best day, show up anyway. Discipline is not about doing things when it's convenient. It's about doing them even when it's not. Don't wait for the perfect time to begin. There is no perfect time. The perfect time is the moment you decide to take action. You'll never feel fully ready. You'll never have all the energy or motivation, but you have a choice, and that choice becomes easier every time you practice it. Waking up at 5 a.m. isn't the hard part. It's making the choice that feels hard. But once you make it, once you commit, the rest follows. If you want to be successful, you must do what successful people do, and almost every high performer starts their day early. Not because they enjoy being tired, but because they value discipline. They understand that success doesn't start with the big things. It starts with the small, repeated actions. The 5 a.m. habit is a foundation. It's a statement you make to yourself every day. I will lead my life. I will not wait. I will not drift. I will rise. If you want change, if you want progress, if you want control over your life, it starts at 5 a.m. Not because the hour is magical, but because the discipline is powerful. It's not just about getting up. It's about becoming someone who no longer needs to be pushed. Someone who leads themselves. Someone who acts. Someone who builds a life instead of waiting for it. Wake up at 5 a.m. Not for the world, not for success. Do it because you said you would. Do it because the version of you that you respect is built in those early hours. Do it because the greatest gift you can give yourself is consistency. And do it without excuses. Not once, not sometimes, every day. Chapter 2. Own your morning by creating a strong routine. Owning your morning is not about doing more. It's about doing what matters. When you begin your day with a routine built on clarity and intention, you stop rushing through life. You create a rhythm that shapes your mind, strengthens your body, and protects your focus. A strong morning routine is not just a list of tasks. It's a personal system that aligns your time with your values. It gives you the power to start your day from a place of purpose rather than pressure. It makes space for growth before the world pulls you in 100 different directions. If you don't take control of your morning, someone else will. That might be your phone, your inbox, or other people's needs. And when that happens, you begin your day in reaction instead of leadership. The first hour of your day sets the tone for everything that follows. It's the foundation you build the rest of your time on. If that foundation is weak, the rest of your day becomes scattered. But if you build it with intention, your actions become deliberate, your thoughts become clear, and your energy becomes steady. The key is to design your mornings in a way that reflects what's most important to you. There's no one-size-fits-all formula for the perfect morning. What matters is creating a routine that serves your goals and supports your mindset. You must be deliberate about what you include and why. Don't copy someone else's routine just because it sounds impressive. Build your own piece by piece based on what strengthens you. That could mean starting with deep breathing, stretching, reading, or simply sitting in silence. The goal is not to do what looks good, it's to do what builds you from the inside out. You don't need to start with a long list of activities. Complexity kills consistency. What you need is clarity. Decide what 2 or 3 actions matter most and make them non-negotiable. If 5 minutes of journaling clears your mind, include it. If a short workout gives you energy, make time for it. If planning your day helps you stay focused, make it a habit. Don't wait to feel ready. The habit will feel awkward at first, but the discomfort is temporary. What lasts is the discipline and confidence you gain from doing it repeatedly. Your routine must begin with structure, not emotion. If you wake up and ask yourself what you feel like doing, you've already lost momentum. You must wake up and know exactly what to do next. That certainty saves you energy. It eliminates indecision. When your routine is clear and simple, it becomes automatic. You don't have to think, you just act. And when you act with consistency, you start to build momentum. That momentum carries into your decisions, your work, and your mindset throughout the rest of the day. What you do first matters more than how long you do it. The first action of your day creates direction. If your first move is checking notifications, your attention is already hijacked. But if your first move is intentional, like standing up, making your bed, drinking water, or writing your thoughts, you take back ownership of your day. That first move may seem small, but it represents a shift in how you live. It tells your mind, I'm in charge, and that quiet shift adds up over time to major internal strength. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. A morning routine is your daily system for consistency. Without it, your goals are just ideas. With it, they become direction. When you wake up each day and follow a process that centers you, you become more stable. You stop chasing control and start creating it. That structure becomes a shield against chaos. You know what matters, and you practice it before the noise begins. That's not perfection. That's preparation. Your routine doesn't have to look impressive. It has to feel solid. If your routine gives you peace, energy, and focus, that's success. Don't aim for aesthetic. Aim for effectiveness. Maybe it means meditating for 10 minutes. Maybe it means reading something that sharpens your thinking. Maybe it means reviewing your goals so you don't drift. Each piece of your routine should have a reason. If it has no clear benefit, remove it. A strong routine isn't about doing more. It's about doing what works, without distraction. One of the most powerful things you can build into your routine is reflection. Take a few minutes to ask yourself simple but direct questions. What do I need to focus on today? What can I do better than yesterday? What am I avoiding that needs attention? These questions bring awareness to your thoughts before the world adds noise. That clarity helps you stay grounded. You stop running blindly through your day and start moving with purpose. Another core element of a strong routine is movement. You don't need an intense workout, but your body must move. It wakes up your system. It clears fog from your mind. It tells your brain that the day has begun and that you're ready for it. Whether it's stretching, a quick walk, or 10 push-ups, just move. Action first. Motion generates emotion. It reminds you that you are not stuck. You are in motion, and you are capable. Keep your routine distraction-free. You don't need to check social media. You don't need to scroll. You don't need to read about the world's problems before you've taken care of your own. That first hour of your day should belong to you. Guard it. Treat it like something sacred, because once it's gone, you can't get it back. And when you give it away, you give away your control. Simplicity builds trust. Don't make your routine so complex that it collapses after one hard day. Build something that you can follow no matter how tired, stressed, or busy you feel. Your routine should be a part of you, something you return to automatically. When life gets loud, your routine brings you back. It becomes your anchor. You're not building a routine to look productive. You're building a routine to stay centered, to stay sharp, to stay honest. It's not about performance. It's about peace, and peace doesn't come from scrolling, rushing, or reacting. It comes from knowing that you started your day with discipline, with focus, and with strength. You won't always feel like doing it, but the goal is not to feel ready. The goal is to act regardless. When you do the work, the feeling will follow, and over time, your discipline will replace your need for motivation. You will no longer wait for a good day to take control. You will create one. Some mornings will feel easy, others will feel heavy. That's normal. What matters is that you continue. You get up. You follow your process. You don't think about quitting. You just do what you said you would do. That consistency builds confidence. And confidence is not loud. It's steady. It's earned by showing up even when it's hard. A strong morning routine is a reflection of self-respect. It says, my time matters, my growth matters, my peace matters. That quiet commitment is what separates the drifting from the disciplined. You don't have to change your life overnight. You just have to start the day right and keep starting it right, day after day. Without needing anyone to remind you. Your routine becomes your rhythm, and your rhythm becomes your lifestyle. And when your lifestyle is built on intention, you move through the day with less stress, less confusion, and more power. That's how progress begins. That's how peace is built. That's how you become who you are meant to be. Chapter 3. Train your mind to love early rising habits. Training your mind to love early rising is not about forcing yourself to enjoy discomfort. It's about reshaping your internal dialogue and rewiring what you associate with your mornings. The mind resists change because it clings to familiarity. If you've spent years waking up late, rushing through your day, or associating early hours with stress or fatigue, your brain will naturally push back against the idea of rising early. You will not wake up one day suddenly excited about early mornings. That excitement is earned through practice, consistency, and psychological reward. You train your mind the same way you train your body, through repetition, through challenge, and through small wins. Each morning you rise early and follow through on a positive action. Your brain begins to build new connections. Over time, it stops seeing early rising as punishment and begins recognizing it as something that gives you clarity, space, and control. This mental shift does not happen overnight, but it begins the moment you stop negotiating with your excuses. The mind adapts to whatever you repeat. If you repeatedly sleep through your alarm and say, "I'm just not a morning person," your brain accepts it as truth. But if you say, "I'm learning to master my mornings," and back that up with action, your identity starts to shift. The labels you give yourself are powerful. They don't just describe you, they shape how you behave. If you want to love early rising, stop defining yourself by your past habits and start acting like the person you intend to become. Reward is key to mental conditioning. If your morning feels like a chore, your brain will resist it. But if your morning becomes a space where you experience peace, progress, or purpose, your brain will crave it. This means you must intentionally place something rewarding into your early hours. Language matters. If you wake up saying, "I have to get up," you're reinforcing resistance. Change the language to, "I choose to get up." It seems small, but it shifts the tone. You're no longer a victim of your schedule, you're the author of it. The process requires patience. Your mind is conditioned by years of habits. It will not change with one perfect week. There will be mornings when the old patterns resurface, when your brain will try to convince you to go back to bed, when you'll hear the same excuses that kept you stuck before. Your job is not to argue with them. Your job is to act in spite of them. Each time you do, your mental discipline grows stronger. Eventually, those excuses lose their power, not because they disappear, but because you stop listening. Your sleep schedule plays a huge role in your ability to rise early with mental clarity. You cannot train your mind to love mornings if your body is chronically tired. Respect your need for rest. Create a rhythm that supports your discipline, not undermines it. Go to bed early enough to protect the hours you need. The quality of your morning begins the night before. If you treat sleep as optional, you will struggle endlessly. But if you honor it as part of your growth process, your mind will begin to associate mornings with energy rather than exhaustion. You must also stop comparing your routine to someone else's. Your journey is personal. The way your mind adapts will be different from others. Comparison brings pressure, and pressure breeds resentment. Focus on your progress. Pay attention to how your thinking evolves, how your attitude shifts, how your self-talk improves. These are the signs of transformation. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be intentional. One of the most effective ways to train your mind is through repetition of identity-based affirmations. Not vague motivational quotes, but direct statements that anchor your habits to who you are becoming. For example, saying, "I rise early because I value my growth," or "I start my day with discipline and clarity," may feel strange at first. But when repeated daily, especially in the morning, these words begin to settle into your mind. You begin to act in alignment with them, not because you're forcing yourself to believe, but because the repetition builds a new mental script. Discipline becomes easier when it is linked to meaning. If you wake up early just because someone told you it's a good habit, the effort will feel hollow. But if you wake up early because it allows you to think clearly, to build a better future, to set an example for someone you care about, then every early morning becomes a decision rooted in purpose. That emotional connection trains your mind to see the value behind the effort. Avoid emotional extremes. Don't fall into the trap of viewing your early rising habit as something that must always feel good. There will be days when it doesn't. That's not failure. That's life. Your goal is not to feel great every morning. Your goal is to rise regardless of how you feel, knowing that the discipline you practice will lead to mental clarity later. You must be able to separate what is momentarily uncomfortable from what is permanently valuable. Journaling in the early hours is a powerful tool for training your mind. Write down what you're grateful for. Write what you are working toward. Write how you want to think today. These thoughts reinforce your intention. They give your mind structure. They guide your focus. Left alone, your brain will default to fear, distraction, and comfort. But when you direct it through written words, you train it to follow a better path. Surround yourself with examples of others who have mastered early rising, not to imitate them, but to reinforce your belief that it's possible. The mind becomes what it's exposed to. If your environment is full of people who stay up late and sleep in, your discipline will erode. But if you immerse yourself in stories, conversations, and habits of those who rise early and live intentionally, you will absorb that mindset. You'll begin to normalize what once seemed difficult. Celebrate your consistency, not your intensity. The goal is not to create the most impressive routine. It's to create one that you can follow with loyalty. Every time you rise early and complete your process, acknowledge it. That acknowledgement trains your brain to connect effort with satisfaction. You're not just getting up, you're building trust with yourself. That trust becomes the foundation of long-term transformation. Over time, your mind begins to change. The same alarm that once triggered dread becomes a signal of strength. The same early hours that once felt cold and heavy begin to feel clear and empowering. Not because the hour changed, but because you did. You trained your mind not to resist, but to lead. And that training continues every day you choose growth over comfort. Chapter 4. Move your body first thing, every single morning. Moving your body first thing in the morning is one of the most powerful decisions you can make to activate your mind, sharpen your focus, and build momentum before the day even begins. It's not about building the perfect body or running marathons. It's about giving yourself a mental and physical edge from the moment you get out of bed. When you move early, even for a short time, you change your entire state. You switch from slow to alert, from foggy to clear, from passive to intentional. This simple practice becomes a cornerstone of self-mastery when done consistently. Your body has been still for hours while you sleep. The muscles are tight, circulation is low, and energy hasn't yet kicked in. Movement reverses that. A few minutes of stretching, a brisk walk, bodyweight exercises, or basic yoga can unlock energy that would otherwise stay trapped. You're not just shaking off tiredness, you're waking up your entire system. Your blood starts flowing, your breathing deepens, your posture changes, and with that physical shift, your mental state improves. You start to feel capable. You feel like you can handle the day. You're no longer dragging yourself into it. You're stepping into it with control. The most important part is not how long or how intense your movement is. What matters is that you begin, and that you do it every morning without negotiation. Movement becomes more than exercise. It becomes a daily declaration that you're in control of your body, your time, and your choices. On the mornings when your motivation is low, the act of moving becomes the push that recenters you. It's a way of proving to yourself that excuses don't run your life. You do. Many people wait until later in the day to think about exercise, hoping they'll find time. The problem is, once the day begins, distractions grow, responsibility pile up, and your priorities get pushed aside. By moving first thing in the morning, you eliminate that risk. You get it done before the world makes demands on your energy. You claim your space. You set a tone of progress that carries into your work, your decisions, and your mindset. One small action, done early, can shift everything that follows. This habit doesn't require a gym. It doesn't require equipment or a specific routine. It requires commitment. If all you do is stretch your full body for 5 minutes, you've already won. If you add a short walk, some squats, or a few push-ups, even better. Consistency will make this practice powerful. Doing it once or twice will make you feel better in the moment. Doing it every day will reshape how you experience mornings forever. At first, your body may resist. You might feel stiff, slow, or uninspired. That's part of the process. Don't wait to feel perfect before you move. Use the movement to create the feeling. Motion clears hesitation. Action creates energy. You become stronger, not just physically, but mentally, because you begin your day by following through on a promise to yourself. You will start to notice the benefits quickly. Your focus during the day will improve. Your stress levels will decrease. Your sleep may get deeper. And over time, you'll see changes in your posture, your strength, and your stamina. One of the keys to staying consistent with morning movement is to make it easy to start. Don't set impossible standards that overwhelm you. Begin with a minimum baseline that you can hit every single day. Maybe that's 10 minutes of body movement. Maybe it's a walk around your block. Create an environment that supports movement. Leave your workout clothes somewhere visible. Use music to energize your start. Open the windows, breathe in fresh air, and allow your senses to wake up with your body. Create cues that signal to your brain. This is what we do now. Morning movement is also a powerful tool for releasing stress before it has a chance to build. Most people carry their stress with them all day because they don't release it early. Physical activity burns off that tension before it spreads. You move your body, and your emotions begin to shift. You shake off doubt, fear, and frustration. And even if they return later in the day, you've already started with strength. That makes it easier to deal with pressure without collapsing under it. There's also a psychological effect to finishing something early. When you move first thing in the morning, you gain momentum. You've already done something beneficial before most people are even awake. That creates a sense of pride that fuels the rest of your actions. You feel ahead, you feel capable. You feel like the day is yours to lead, not survive. That feeling, when repeated daily, rewires how you approach challenges. Some mornings will be harder than others. You'll wake up tired. You'll feel resistance. But the best way to defeat that is not by overthinking, it's by moving anyway. Even if you reduce the time, even if the quality isn't your best, what matters is that you show up. Over time, that consistency builds a reputation within yourself. You begin to trust that no matter how you feel, you can rely on yourself to act. Movement also enhances your mental clarity. After just a few minutes of physical activity, your brain starts to function better. Thoughts become clearer. Decisions become easier. Problems seem smaller. This is not motivation. It's biology. Movement improves blood flow, releases endorphins, and activates parts of your brain linked to focus and creativity. When you move first, you think better, you handle stress better, you respond better to what the day throws at you. This is not about becoming obsessed with productivity. It's about aligning your actions with your potential. Your body is not separate from your mind. It is your foundation. When you strengthen it daily, you reinforce your ability to carry the weight of life with more stability. You don't just react to pressure, you respond with power. You don't just get through the day, you lead it with control. If you want to be consistent, make this habit personal. Attach it to something meaningful. Maybe it reminds you that your health matters. Maybe it gives you the strength to serve your family better. Maybe it's a way to reclaim your energy after years of neglect. Whatever your reason, make it yours. When your reason is strong, your routine becomes sustainable. You don't need outside pressure. You don't need reminders. You rise and move because it's who you are now. Make the decision once, then honor it every day. Movement is not something to squeeze in, it's something to build your life around. A strong body carries a strong mind, and a strong morning shapes a strong life. Move first, think clearly, stand tall, walk into your day, knowing you already did something hard, and you did it for yourself. That is the foundation of personal power. That is how self-respect grows. That is how you win before the world even begins. Chapter 5. Plan your day with clear and focused goals. Waking up with a plan in your hand is very different from waking up with a mind full of chaos. The moment you begin your day without knowing what you intend to achieve, you open the door to distraction, decision fatigue, and wasted time. But when you start your morning with clarity, and you know exactly what matters and why, you walk into the day with direction. You stop reacting and start leading. That's the power of setting focused, specific goals before the day takes control of you. You don't need a long to-do list to feel productive. In fact, the longer the list, the more scattered your energy becomes. What you need is purpose, clarity on what must get done, what can wait, and what will move you forward. Planning your day is not about organizing tasks. It's about organizing your energy around what actually matters. When your goals are clear, your mind relaxes. It knows where to focus. It knows what progress looks like, and it's far less likely to get caught up in distractions. Every morning, take a few moments to decide what kind of day you want to create. What's the one outcome that would make the day meaningful? What's the one task that will move your life forward? What needs to be completed so you can rest at night without regret? These are the questions that define clear goals. You're not just filling time, you're shaping your life in real time by choosing what deserves your attention. The mistake many people make is trying to do everything at once. They multitask, jump from one thing to another, and end the day exhausted, but unsure of what they actually accomplished. Planning fixes that. It forces you to choose, and in choosing, you prioritize. You draw a line between what matters and what's noise. That one step alone saves you hours of confusion and anxiety. When you sit down to plan your day, don't aim for perfection. Aim for clarity. You're not writing a script that must be followed word for word. You're creating a structure that supports your progress. Plans should be flexible, but goals should be firm. If something unexpected comes up, you adapt, but your core focus remains. You always return to the priority because you decided ahead of time that it matters. The best time to plan your day is early, before the demands of life begin to pull at you. That quiet moment in the morning is your chance to think clearly, set your direction, and align your actions with your purpose. Don't leave it until later. By then, it's too easy to fall into someone else's agenda. Plan before the world asks for your attention. That way, when the noise begins, you already know where you stand. Keep your daily goals simple and specific. Don't just write "work on project." Decide exactly what part you'll complete. Don't just say "exercise." Decide how long, where, and when. Ambiguity weakens motivation. Clarity fuels momentum. The more clearly you define the action, the easier it is to begin. The hardest part of most tasks is starting. Clear goals remove that barrier. Use your plan as a compass, not a cage. It should guide you, not trap you. If something takes longer than expected, adjust. If something goes wrong, reassess. The goal is not to live by the clock. The goal is to move through the day with intention. Every time you return to your plan, you return to your priorities. You remind yourself that your life is not being run on autopilot. It's being built, moment by the choices you make. Planning your day isn't just about tasks, it's about energy. Ask yourself, when do I feel most focused? When am I naturally low on motivation? Use those rhythms to structure your day. Put your most important task at the time when you're mentally strongest. Schedule breaks when your energy dips. That way, you're not just managing time, you're managing performance. You're aligning effort with capacity. Another key part of daily planning is blocking out space for deep work, undistracted, focused effort on what truly matters. That space should be protected. No notifications, no multitasking, no endless scrolling. That's your time to create, to solve, to think. And you don't need hours of it. Even 60-90 minutes of deep focus can move you further than a full day of scattered attention. That's what makes planning powerful. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters better. Planning also helps you say no. When someone asks for your time or a new opportunity appears, you check your plan. If it aligns with your goals, you adjust. If it doesn't, you decline with confidence. Without a plan, you default to yes, because you don't know what you're protecting. But with a plan, you have boundaries, and those boundaries create freedom, because you're no longer overwhelmed by everyone else's priorities. Writing your plan down makes it stronger. Don't just keep it in your head, put it on paper. Use a notebook, a journal, a planner, whatever works for you. The act of writing forces you to think clearly. It makes your intention visible. It gives your mind a target, and throughout the day, it becomes a reminder. When distractions arise, you look back and remember what you decided mattered. Planning also creates momentum from one day to the next. At the end of each day, review what worked and what didn't. What did you finish? What needs more time tomorrow? This reflection keeps you grounded in progress. You're not just reacting to life, you're steering it. And even if you fall behind, you're still moving forward, because you're not guessing, you're learning, adjusting and refining. Most importantly, planning your day gives you a sense of control. Life may be unpredictable. Things will happen that you didn't expect. But when you plan, you take back the power to decide how you respond. You stop drifting through the hours, hoping for clarity. You start creating clarity through your choices. And that alone separates you from the majority of people who wake up and wait for life to happen to them. You don't need a perfect system. You need a consistent one. Build the habit of planning, even if your days aren't always smooth. It's not about control, it's about intention. Even 5 minutes of focused planning can change how you approach the next 12 hours. It grounds you in purpose. It gives your actions meaning. And over time, it creates a life that reflects your values, your ambition, and your vision for who you want to become. Start your day with direction. Choose your focus, decide your goals, and then follow through, not perfectly, but deliberately. That's how you build confidence. That's how you build momentum. That's how you build a life you're proud of. One day, one plan, one decision at a time. Chapter 6. Write down your thoughts before the world wakes up. Before the world begins to move, before the messages arrive, before the noise starts pouring in from every direction, there is a brief window of quiet that belongs only to you. In that silence, your thoughts are untouched by opinions, judgments, or expectations. That's the time to write. Not because you're a writer, but because you're a thinker. And your mind needs a place to settle, to clear, and to begin. Capturing your thoughts before the day begins gives you an edge that few people ever experience. It centers you. It clears your mind. It makes sense of what's stirring inside you, even when you can't yet explain it. Most people carry their thoughts around all day, like a heavy load, but never stop to unpack them. They're confused not because they don't have answers, but because they've never paused long enough to ask the right questions. That's what early morning writing is for. It's not about eloquence. It's not about grammar. It's about honesty. It's about looking inside and saying, what am I really thinking? What am I really feeling? What do I need to confront before the day begins? When you put your thoughts on paper, they stop spinning in your head. What was vague becomes clearer. What was overwhelming becomes manageable. And what was hidden rises to the surface, where it can finally be understood. Writing is a form of personal clarity. It slows down the rush. It lets you reflect before you react. You begin to notice patterns in your thinking, the things you worry about, the goals you keep putting off, the fears that quietly shape your choices. In those early minutes of the morning, your mind hasn't yet been hijacked by responsibilities. You're more honest with yourself. You don't have to impress anyone. You don't have to filter your words. That's the best time to explore what's really going on inside. And the beauty is, there are no rules. You can write about anything. You can write about everything. You can start with how you slept, or what you're afraid of, or what you're excited to create. The point isn't what you write. The point is that you write. This simple act can become a powerful habit. And the more consistently you do it, the more natural it feels. It doesn't need to take long. 5 minutes of writing can shift your entire mental state. 10 minutes can help you resolve an inner conflict. 15 minutes can lead to an insight that changes how you approach the day. And none of it requires perfection. It only requires presence. When your thoughts stay in your head, they feel tangled and disorganized. But when you write them out, they begin to separate. You see what's worth thinking about and what's just noise. You begin to recognize what needs action and what needs to be let go. Writing gives your inner life structure. It transforms mental clutter into something you can work with. Some mornings your writing will feel deep and powerful. Other mornings it may feel repetitive or dull. But that's not the point. The point is to show up for your mind even when it's messy. Especially when it's messy. The days you don't feel like writing are often the days you need it most. Those are the mornings when your emotions are just under the surface, waiting for you to notice them. And writing is how you meet them, without judgment, without resistance. This practice isn't about tracking productivity. It's not about measuring output. It's about giving yourself space to process life in real time. It helps you avoid carrying yesterday's weight into today. It creates a natural reset. Each morning becomes a new beginning, not just because the clock says so, but because your mind is being cleared out, reset, and prepared. Some people find it helpful to write about their goals. Others write about their fears, their gratitude, their frustrations. There's no wrong way to do it. The key is to be real, to say what you mean, even if it doesn't sound nice or tidy, especially if it doesn't. The more honest you are on the page, the more relief and clarity you gain, because your mind is not meant to hold everything. It's meant to process, to observe, to reflect. Writing helps it do that. If you keep this practice up for days, then weeks, you'll start to notice a shift in your mental discipline. You'll begin your days with more calm. You'll catch negative thoughts sooner. You'll recognize self-sabotage in the moment. You'll begin to understand what drives you, what excites you, what holds you back, what triggers anxiety, and what gives you peace. It's all there, but most people never slow down enough to see it. You may find that your morning writing turns into planning, or problem solving, or even dreaming. Let it. The pages are not a task, they're a tool. Use them however you need to. On some days, you'll find focus. On others, you'll find courage. On some mornings, your thoughts will be small and scattered, but on others, you may write something that feels bigger than you. Something that points you toward a path you didn't even know you were ready to walk. Keep your writing private if you want to. This isn't about performance. It's not for social media. It's not for an audience. It's for you, for your peace, for your mental clarity, for your emotional strength. If you do it consistently, you'll start to crave that quiet time before the world wakes up. You'll feel the difference in your thinking, in your decision-making, in your ability to stay calm when the day gets loud. This small act, pen on paper, thoughts on the page, can become your anchor. It keeps you grounded in who you are, even as the world tries to pull you in 100 directions. It gives you the ability to observe yourself from a distance, which is one of the most powerful forms of self-mastery, and over time, you'll begin to see a deeper pattern in your writing. Not just what you think, but how you grow. You'll see yourself becoming more aware, more in control, more confident in your own voice. Let writing be your quiet resistance to the rush. Let it be your tool for building inner order. Let it be your first act of clarity before the demands of the day arrive. You don't need to write well. You only need to write honestly. Before the world begins to speak, let your mind speak to you. Listen. Write. Begin again. Mental toughness isn't about pretending everything's easy. It's about acting with clarity. Even when something feels difficult, it's about getting used to pressure, discomfort, and resistance, and still moving forward. When you do this consistently, your threshold for difficulty rises. Things that used to feel overwhelming start to feel normal. You begin to operate with calm in the midst of challenge. You learn to trust yourself, not because life is predictable, but because you've practiced navigating tension without falling apart. It doesn't have to be something huge. It could be a cold shower, a tough workout, a difficult conversation you've been avoiding, waking up before the alarm, finishing the task you keep postponing. Whatever it is, it should be something that stretches you, something that requires focus and effort and inner strength. The point isn't the size of the action. The point is the message it sends to your own mind. I do hard things on purpose without needing to be pushed. This mindset builds resilience. And resilience isn't built in crisis. It's built in small moments when you choose challenge over ease. That's where your inner power grows. That's where self-respect is built. Every time you push through something that feels difficult, you train your brain to associate discomfort with growth, not with fear. You stop interpreting challenge as a threat, and you begin to see it as proof of your capability. The world doesn't get easier. Life doesn't get less demanding. What changes is your capacity to face it without crumbling. That strength doesn't come from reading or thinking about toughness. It comes from practice. It comes from action. It comes from proving to yourself, again and again, that you don't run from difficulty. You face it early and often. When you get into the habit of doing hard things first thing in the morning, you become less reactive to stress. You're not thrown off by obstacles because your day already started with one and you handled it. You're not paralyzed by pressure because you've chosen to operate under pressure before voluntarily. That kind of control is rare. It gives you a clear edge in life, not because it eliminates problems, but because it makes you someone who's not afraid of them. You'll notice that your mindset starts to shift. You'll complain less because you're used to effort. You'll procrastinate less because you're used to action. You'll fear failure less because you're used to facing it. You'll stop waiting for things to feel easy before you start. That habit, waiting, destroys momentum. But once you stop expecting ease, everything becomes more possible. There's a difference between effort that's forced and effort that's chosen. When you choose to do something difficult at the start of your day, it builds identity. You start to see yourself as someone who shows up, someone who handles pressure, someone who finishes what others never start. That identity becomes armor. It gives you stability when things around you are unstable. It grounds you when everything else feels unpredictable. It also helps you push through resistance in other areas of life. If you've already done something uncomfortable today, you're more likely to make good decisions with food, with money, with time. You're less likely to seek escape through distraction. You're less likely to take the easy path because you've already proven that the hard path is not beyond you. It's who you are becoming. Eventually, you'll begin to seek out challenge, not recklessly but intentionally. You'll want that feeling of rising to the occasion. You'll want to stretch your limits. You'll want to grow, because growth becomes more familiar than stagnation. Most people think they want comfort, but what they really want is confidence. And confidence doesn't come from ease. It comes from challenge, faced head-on. It's easy to wish for strength. It's harder to earn it, but it's also more fulfilling. And when you've earned it through effort, you carry it with you. It's not a speech. It's not a slogan. It's something you know deep down because you've lived it. You've stood in discomfort and refused to back down. You've taken action when everything in you wanted to wait. You've done the hard thing first, and now everything else feels lighter. No one can do this work for you, but once you begin, you'll see why it matters. You'll see how quickly things shift when you stop running from effort. You'll stop asking for less challenge and instead ask for more strength, because now you're not just surviving the day, you're shaping it. You're not just reacting, you're deciding. You're not just thinking about change, you're becoming the person who creates it. And that begins by doing something hard before anything else. Not because you have to, but because it builds something inside you that no one can take away. It makes you unshakable. It makes you ready, not someday, every day. Chapter 8. Read one page of a powerful book daily. Reading just one page of a powerful book each day may seem small, almost insignificant, but that small act holds tremendous potential for transformation. The truth is, growth doesn't always require long hours or massive effort. Consistency is what counts. When you commit to even a single page daily, you create a habit of feeding your mind with ideas that challenge, inspire, and expand your thinking. Over time, those ideas accumulate, layer upon layer, reshaping your worldview and sharpening your wisdom. Many people underestimate the impact of reading, because they think they need to devour entire books in one sitting to see results. That's a misconception. The real power lies in daily engagement. Reading one page means you're taking time to pause, reflect, and absorb new knowledge. It's a moment of learning before the noise of the day begins. This habit places you in the company of great thinkers, visionaries, and leaders. Those who understand that success comes from a continuous investment in self-education. When you read a page a day, you're also training your focus. In a world filled with distractions, carving out time for deep thought is an act of discipline. You're teaching your brain to settle, to concentrate, and to value growth. This moment of quiet reading is a mental reset. It calms your racing thoughts and prepares you for the challenges ahead with a clearer perspective. It's a signal to your mind that this day, like every day, is an opportunity to become better. Choosing the right book is crucial. A powerful book is one that pushes you out of comfort, that questions your assumptions, and that offers practical insights you can apply. It could be philosophy, psychology, leadership, or any topic that enriches your understanding of yourself and the world. The goal is not to finish quickly, but to absorb deeply, to think critically about what you read, and to ask how it changes your approach to life. This small habit has a compounding effect. 1 page a day doesn't sound like much, but over a year, it adds up to hundreds of pages of wisdom that you carry with you. You build a reservoir of knowledge that influences your decisions, your mindset, and your actions. That reservoir becomes your foundation when challenges arise. It's what you return to when motivation fades or doubts creep in. Reading also connects you with timeless ideas. Many powerful books contain truths that have stood the test of time. By returning to these ideas regularly, you anchor yourself in principles that transcend trends and temporary distractions. These truths remind you what matters, what to pursue, and what to avoid. They provide clarity when the world feels confusing or overwhelming. It's not enough to just read, you must engage with the material. Take notes if it helps you. Highlight passages that resonate. Think about how what you've read applies to your life right now. Ask yourself what action you can take based on the ideas. This reflection turns passive reading into active growth. It turns knowledge into wisdom. This habit also cultivates patience and humility. Real growth is not instant. It's slow, steady, and often invisible in the moment. But with patience, you watch your mindset shift. You start to see situations through a wiser lens. You become less reactive and more thoughtful. You build confidence not from quick fixes, but from deep understanding. Another benefit is that reading early shapes your morning energy positively. Instead of immediately reaching for distractions like phones or social media, you give your mind nourishing content. You choose growth over entertainment. That choice sets a tone of seriousness and intention that lasts throughout the day. You remind yourself that you control how your mind starts, which influences how your day unfolds. If you miss a day, don't get discouraged. Pick up where you left off. The goal isn't perfection, but persistence. Even skipping once in a while won't erase the benefits of your consistent effort. Each page you read strengthens your commitment to yourself. Each day you return, you reinforce that learning and growth are priorities in your life. This habit can also inspire creativity. Ideas from books can spark new ways of thinking. They can lead you to solutions you hadn't considered or motivate you to pursue goals that seemed distant. The more diverse the books you read, the broader your perspective becomes. That perspective is a powerful tool for problem solving and decision making. It's easy to think you're too busy for reading, but reading 1 page daily requires only minutes. It's a small investment with a huge return. The key is to create a routine that makes reading automatic. Keep your book where you can see it in the morning. Dedicate a specific time and place for reading. Protect that time fiercely, like it's an appointment with your future self. As you continue this habit, you'll notice that your conversations change too. You'll find yourself bringing fresh ideas to discussions. You'll listen more thoughtfully. You'll feel more confident sharing your perspective because it's backed by a foundation of knowledge. This shift elevates your relationships and your influence. Reading 1 page a day is not about speed. It's about depth. It's about intentionally choosing to become a better thinker. It's about honoring your mind as the most valuable asset you own. The knowledge you gain is the groundwork for better choices, greater resilience, and a more purposeful life. The moment you decide to commit to reading each morning, you're stepping onto a path of lifelong learning. You're acknowledging that success is not a destination, but a journey of constant improvement. That journey is built on simple, consistent actions that add up over time. Choose your book carefully. Approach each page with curiosity and openness. Reflect on what you learn. Apply it. Repeat. Over time, these small pages build a life filled with insight, clarity, and purpose. This is how successful people start their day, not by rushing into tasks, but by feeding their minds with powerful ideas that prepare them to meet the world with strength and wisdom. Chapter 9. Take cold showers to activate willpower every day. When the cold hits, your body instinctively tightens, your breath catches, your heart races. That's the body's natural reaction to stress. But by choosing to stay, by controlling your breath and remaining calm, you send a message to your nervous system: you are in charge. You are not a victim of circumstance. You decide how you face pressure. This small act trains you to handle discomfort with calm and focus, a skill that translates to every area of life. Cold showers also sharpen your awareness. They bring your mind into the present instantly. There's no room for distraction or procrastination. You must engage fully. This focus is a kind of meditation in motion. It requires presence and concentration, which can be rare in a world filled with constant mental noise. Practicing this form of focused endurance strengthens your ability to stay calm under pressure throughout the day. Besides mental benefits, cold showers have physical advantages that support your willpower. They improve circulation, reduce inflammation, and boost energy levels naturally. This rush of vitality after enduring cold water leaves you feeling alert and ready. That heightened physical state supports mental clarity, making it easier to maintain discipline in your morning routine and beyond. Starting your day with a cold shower is also a daily reminder of your capacity to choose. It reminds you that you can make decisions that benefit your long-term growth rather than immediate comfort. That awareness creates a ripple effect. It strengthens your resolve to say no to distractions, to delay gratification, and to stay committed to your goals. The more you practice this, the more you realize that willpower is like a muscle, something that grows stronger the more you exercise it. It's natural to resist the idea at first. Cold water is uncomfortable. Your body protests. But that resistance is exactly why it's effective. Doing what you resist builds resilience. Each time you step into cold water despite hesitation, you're teaching yourself that discomfort is not the enemy. It's a signal of growth. You begin to associate challenge with opportunity instead of fear. The ritual of cold showers also creates a sense of accomplishment early in your day. Completing something difficult before most people have even started their routines builds confidence. You start your morning not with avoidance, but with victory. That victory is yours every time you take that step, and it builds momentum that lasts. Many successful people have recognized this. They use cold exposure as a tool to cultivate discipline. It's a practical, no-excuses habit that can be done anywhere without special equipment. It requires only a choice, a willingness to do what's hard before the day demands it from you. Consistency is key. The benefits increase over time as your mind and body adapt. You become less sensitive to discomfort and more willing to engage with challenges. Your nervous system learns to regulate stress more efficiently. This rewiring creates a foundation of calm resilience that helps you face not just cold showers, but difficult conversations, demanding tasks, and unexpected setbacks with greater ease. To start, don't rush in. Allow yourself to adjust gradually if necessary. Begin with cooler water and build up to colder temperatures as your tolerance improves. Focus on your breath throughout. Deep, steady breaths help manage the shock and keep your mind clear. This breathing practice itself strengthens your nervous system and willpower. Cold showers also provide an opportunity to practice mindfulness. Rather than trying to escape the sensation, you observe it. You notice how your body reacts, where tension gathers, and how your mind tries to resist. This awareness teaches acceptance and patience, qualities essential to mental toughness. Beyond the shower, this practice influences how you approach your day. When discomfort arises, you remember the cold water challenge and the control you exercised. You become less likely to avoid difficult tasks. You become more willing to embrace growth, even when it feels uncomfortable. Eventually, cold showers become less about the water and more about the mindset. You build a habit of facing life's challenges head-on, rather than procrastinating or seeking comfort. This habit builds confidence, self-trust, and inner power. Incorporating cold showers into your morning routine is a commitment to yourself, a commitment to growth, discipline, and resilience. It's a simple but profound way to build willpower daily, and that willpower becomes the foundation of lasting success in all areas of life. Chapter 10. Eat a clean and energizing early morning breakfast. Starting your day with a clean and energizing breakfast is one of the most practical and impactful habits you can build. What you choose to fuel your body with immediately sets the tone for your energy, focus, and mood. The early morning meal is not just about satisfying hunger, it's about nourishing your body in a way that supports sustained vitality and mental clarity. When you feed yourself with intention, you empower every part of your day to function better, think sharper, and perform stronger. Many people underestimate the power of breakfast or rely on quick, processed options that give a brief spike of energy followed by a crash. That crash leaves you tired, foggy, and prone to cravings that derail your discipline. A clean breakfast, on the other hand, is whole, nutrient-rich, and balanced. It contains foods that provide slow-burning energy instead of fleeting sugar highs. This kind of breakfast stabilizes blood sugar, balances hormones, and supports brain function, which directly influences your productivity and mood throughout the morning. When you eat a nourishing breakfast, you're sending a message to your body that you respect it and that you intend to take care of yourself. This sets a psychological tone of self-care and discipline. Your body responds with gratitude by giving you more energy and sharper focus. This feedback loop helps reinforce healthy choices, making it easier to stick with positive habits throughout the day. The timing of breakfast matters as well. Eating soon after waking helps replenish the energy stores your body used during the overnight fast. It jumpstarts your metabolism and supports stable blood sugar levels. This is especially important if you plan to be active or engage in mentally demanding tasks. Skipping breakfast or delaying it too long can lead to fatigue, irritability, and impaired cognitive function, which limits your ability to perform at your best. Clean eating means focusing on whole foods like fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, lean proteins, and whole grains. These foods provide essential vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and fiber. Fiber promotes digestion and keeps you feeling full longer, which helps control cravings. Lean proteins like eggs, yogurt, or plant-based options support muscle repair and sustained energy release. Healthy fats from sources like avocado, nuts, or olive oil support brain health and hormone balance. Avoiding processed sugars, refined grains, and artificial additives in your breakfast prevents energy spikes and crashes. These ingredients overload your system and create inflammation that slows down mental and physical performance. Choosing natural, unprocessed foods reduces this burden and encourages steady, sustainable energy. Hydration is often overlooked, but critical. Drinking water along with your breakfast supports digestion and keeps your cells functioning properly. Sometimes feelings of tiredness or hunger are actually signs of mild dehydration. Starting your day with a glass of water can improve alertness and set the stage for healthy habits. It's important to recognize that a clean breakfast doesn't mean deprivation or rigidity. It's about quality, not quantity. Feeling satisfied and energized after eating is the goal. Over time, you'll learn which foods support your energy best and which ones leave you feeling sluggish. Listening to your body's responses helps you refine your choices and build a breakfast routine that works uniquely for you. Building this habit is a commitment to daily renewal. It's a way of saying every morning that you want to show up as your best self. It's an investment in health, focus, and resilience that pays off in countless ways throughout your day and your life. No matter your goals, this simple act of care gives you the foundation you need to pursue them with strength and clarity. Choosing a clean and energizing breakfast is a tangible way to own your morning and set a tone of excellence. It supports your body's needs, sharpens your mind, and builds momentum for the day ahead. This habit is not about perfection, but about consistent, thoughtful choices that nurture your potential. Each morning you fuel yourself well, you build a habit of success that propels you forward in every area of life. Chapter 11. Avoid all screens during your first waking hour. When the first light of day arrives, it's easy to reach for a phone, tablet, or computer without thinking. It's become such a routine that many don't realize how much those screens influence their mindset before they've even fully woken up. Avoiding all screens during your first waking hour is a powerful choice that can dramatically improve your mental clarity, emotional balance, and productivity. The early moments after waking are precious. They set the foundation for your entire day, and how you spend them determines whether you start with calm control or scattered distraction. The glow of screens, especially those of smartphones, triggers an automatic response in your brain. Within moments, you become inundated with notifications, news, social media, and endless streams of information. This flood can overwhelm your mind before you've had a chance to settle into the day. Instead of setting your own pace, you react to external demands and distractions that don't align with your priorities. This often leads to stress, anxiety, and a feeling of being behind before the day has even begun. When you avoid screens early on, you protect your mental space. You give your brain a chance to wake up naturally without rushing into decision-making or emotional reactivity. This quiet time helps you connect with yourself before connecting with the outside world. You create a buffer zone where you can focus on what truly matters: your goals, your mindset, your intentions. Without this pause, it's easy to lose control of your attention and drift into habits that drain your energy. The first waking hour is the perfect time to cultivate presence and awareness. Without screens, you can engage in practices that center your mind and body. You might focus on deep breathing, meditation, stretching, journaling, or simply observing your thoughts without judgment. These activities prepare your mind to handle challenges with clarity and composure. They build resilience against the distractions that will inevitably come later. Avoiding screens early also supports better sleep quality. Exposure to blue light from devices disrupts your circadian rhythm and suppresses melatonin production. If you check your phone immediately upon waking, you reinforce a cycle of poor sleep habits that leaves you tired and less focused. By delaying screen time, you respect your body's natural rhythms and improve your overall energy levels. This habit encourages you to prioritize your own agenda rather than reacting to others. When you immediately dive into emails or social media, you respond to other people's schedules and crises. This creates a mindset of urgency and distraction. But when you hold off on screens, you start your day on your own terms. You create space to plan, reflect, and prepare mentally for what lies ahead. This shift in control changes how productive and intentional your day becomes. One of the challenges in avoiding screens is the habitual nature of checking them. Many people do it almost unconsciously, driven by habit rather than choice. Breaking this pattern requires awareness and a deliberate commitment. You can begin by physically placing your phone or devices away from your bed or morning space. Creating a no-screen zone in the first hour builds discipline and reduces temptation. Replacing screen time with meaningful alternatives helps solidify this habit. Engage in activities that nourish your mind and body instead. Read a book, write in a journal, practice a morning ritual, or go for a walk outside. These actions ground you in the present moment and foster a mindset of growth and calm. They offer far more value than scrolling through feeds that quickly become overwhelming and distracting. You also create healthier boundaries with technology. Instead of letting screens control your attention, you reclaim your power. This shift affects not just your mornings, but your entire relationship with digital devices. You begin to recognize when screen use is productive versus when it's draining. This awareness allows you to make smarter choices about when and how to engage with technology. This practice can be challenging initially. The urge to check notifications or catch up on news is strong, but each time you resist, you build mental strength and reinforce your priorities. You train your brain to delay gratification and choose what benefits you most. Over time, this resistance becomes easier, and the reward is a clearer, calmer mind. It's important to approach this habit with patience. If you slip up, don't judge yourself. Simply recommit the next morning. The goal is progress, not perfection. Gradually, the morning screen-free hour will become natural and even something you look forward to. In summary, steering clear of screens during the first waking hour is a simple but transformative choice. It guards your mental clarity, supports emotional balance, and enhances productivity. This habit empowers you to start each day grounded and focused, giving you a critical advantage in achieving your goals. By choosing presence over distraction, you build a foundation of calm resilience that carries you through life's demands with greater ease and purpose. Chapter 12. Reflect on your life with honest morning journaling. Many avoid journaling because it feels uncomfortable to face the truth inside. But that discomfort is exactly what makes it valuable. Honest reflection requires courage. Courage to admit where you fell short, where you excelled, and what you really want to change. This process isn't about judgment or perfection. It's about understanding yourself more deeply and taking responsibility for your growth. Over time, this habit builds emotional resilience and strengthens your capacity for self-compassion. Starting your day with journaling creates mental space for clarity. Instead of reacting blindly to circumstances or distractions, you set intentions rooted in self-knowledge. Writing down your thoughts helps organize your mind, making your goals and challenges clearer. This clarity guides your actions throughout the day, helping you focus on what matters and avoid unnecessary stress. The act of putting pen to paper connects you with your authentic self. It encourages vulnerability and honesty that are difficult to access elsewhere. When you write without filters, you reveal beliefs and feelings that influence your behavior beneath conscious awareness. This insight allows you to identify obstacles and patterns that keep you stuck and to develop strategies for change. Journaling also provides an emotional outlet. Expressing worries, fears, gratitude, and hopes helps regulate emotions and reduces mental clutter. This emotional release supports mental health and creates space for positive thinking. When your mind is less burdened by unresolved feelings, you approach life with greater calm and focus. Consistency is essential for the full benefits of morning journaling. Making it a daily habit builds momentum. Even on days when you feel uninspired or rushed, spending a few minutes writing connects you with your long-term vision. This steady practice reminds you that growth is ongoing and that small, consistent actions create meaningful change. Your journal becomes a record of your journey, a place to track progress, setbacks, and insights. Reviewing past entries can reveal growth you might overlook in daily life. It also provides a perspective on recurring challenges and patterns, helping you break unproductive cycles. This record encourages accountability and celebrates small victories that build confidence. Morning journaling can take many forms depending on your needs. It might be free writing, answering specific questions, listing goals, or noting things you're grateful for. Whatever approach you choose, the key is honesty. Avoid censoring yourself or writing what you think you should say. Authenticity fuels transformation. Incorporating prompts can help guide your reflection, especially when you're unsure where to start. Questions like, "What am I feeling right now?" "What is one thing I want to improve today?" or "What am I grateful for?" focus your attention and deepen your insight. These prompts encourage exploration and prevent journaling from becoming a mechanical task. Journaling is also a practice of presence. It slows you down and encourages you to engage with your inner world before the demands of the day take over. This presence cultivates mindfulness and self-awareness, essential qualities for managing stress and making deliberate choices. Many successful people attribute journaling to their ability to maintain clarity and focus. It helps them navigate challenges with calm and perspective. When you write honestly in the morning, you're not just recording your thoughts, you're shaping your mindset and preparing yourself mentally for the day's demands. This habit enhances your decision-making. Clarity gained through journaling reduces impulsivity and promotes thoughtful responses. When you understand your motivations and emotions, you're less likely to be swayed by distractions or negative influences. You act with purpose rather than reaction. Morning journaling also encourages gratitude, which has profound effects on well-being. Noticing what's going well shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance. This shift supports optimism and resilience, making it easier to face difficulties with hope and determination. Developing this habit requires commitment. It's natural to resist vulnerability or to feel uncertain about what to write, but persistence pays off. Each day you face your truth and reflect honestly, you strengthen your emotional and mental muscles. This strength equips you to handle life's complexities with greater ease. Your journal becomes a trusted companion, a private space where your inner thoughts can be expressed freely. This freedom nurtures creativity and problem-solving. Writing uncovers ideas and solutions that might not surface in rushed thinking. Ultimately, honest morning journaling is an act of self-leadership. It demands courage, discipline, and kindness toward yourself. It's a daily choice to engage with your life deeply rather than skim the surface. This engagement creates a foundation for meaningful growth and sustained success. By committing to this practice, you cultivate a mindset of continual learning and reflection. You develop clarity about who you are, what you want, and how to navigate the challenges ahead. This clarity empowers you to live intentionally and pursue your goals with confidence. Incorporating journaling into your morning routine transforms the way you approach your day and your life. It becomes a powerful tool for self-discovery, emotional regulation, and strategic thinking. Through honest reflection, you gain insight that fuels personal growth and builds resilience. The benefits of this habit multiply as you persist. You'll find yourself more focused, calmer, and better equipped to handle setbacks. Your decisions become wiser and your actions more aligned with your true purpose. Morning journaling invites you to take control of your inner world. It gives you the clarity and strength needed to face the external world with confidence. This habit is a cornerstone of personal growth that supports lasting success and fulfillment. Chapter 13. Visualize your goals with full belief every morning. Visualizing your goals with full belief each morning is a powerful practice that can fundamentally shape the trajectory of your life. When you dedicate time early in the day to clearly imagine the achievements and experiences you desire, you create a mental blueprint that guides your thoughts, emotions, and actions. This visualization process activates your subconscious mind, aligning it with your conscious intentions and making success feel not just possible, but inevitable. Belief is the critical fuel for visualization. Without genuine conviction, images in the mind remain abstract and powerless. To truly benefit from this practice, you must engage your mind fully, feel the emotions associated with achieving your goals, and trust that they will come to fruition. This wholehearted belief creates a magnetic pull toward the outcomes you desire. It helps overcome doubts, fears, and external setbacks by anchoring your focus on what you want to create. The act of visualization connects your present self to your future self. You begin to see yourself living the reality you aim for, whether it's professional success, improved health, stronger relationships, or personal growth. This mental rehearsal prepares you for the steps required to reach those goals by making them feel real and attainable. Your brain learns to recognize opportunities, generate ideas, and take actions aligned with your vision. Starting your day with this practice primes your mindset for motivation and perseverance. When you visualize your goals with clarity and belief, you wake up inspired and ready to act. Your energy aligns with your intentions, which makes it easier to resist distractions and stay committed. This focused mindset increases your productivity and decision-making throughout the day. Visualization also strengthens emotional resilience. Seeing yourself succeed mentally helps build confidence and reduces anxiety. It prepares you to face challenges with a calm and determined attitude. Because your mind has already rehearsed overcoming obstacles, this mental preparation shifts your perception of setbacks from threats into manageable hurdles. To make your visualization effective, you must be specific and detailed. Vague images lack the power to influence your subconscious. Imagine not just the outcome, but the process, the environment, the sounds, the feelings. Engage all your senses. Picture yourself taking precise actions, interacting with people, and experiencing the emotions that success will bring. This immersive experience deepens the impact on your brain and emotional system. Consistent practice is essential. The more frequently you visualize your goals with conviction, the stronger the neural pathways that support those beliefs become. This consistency trains your brain to think differently, prioritize your goals, and sustain motivation. Over time, visualization becomes a natural part of your mindset and drives your behavior even when you're not consciously aware of it. Combining visualization with affirmations can amplify the effect. Positive statements that reinforce your belief in your capabilities and worthiness create a powerful internal dialogue. These affirmations support the images in your mind by replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Together, they form a mental environment conducive to growth and achievement. Visualization is also a tool for aligning your subconscious patterns with your conscious goals. Many people sabotage themselves through unconscious doubts or fears. Repeatedly imagining success with belief rewires these patterns. It gradually replaces fear and hesitation with confidence and proactive action. This shift opens new pathways for opportunity and creativity. The morning is the ideal time for this practice because your mind is fresh and less cluttered by daily distractions. Your thoughts have not yet been hijacked by stress or external demands. This quiet mental state allows your imagination and belief to flourish. It's a moment when intention setting has maximum impact on your mindset. Visualization supports goal clarity. When you see your objectives vividly, you gain a clearer understanding of what you want and why it matters. This clarity fuels passion and drives you to overcome obstacles. This practice can also enhance creativity. As you mentally explore possibilities and scenarios, new ideas and solutions arise. Visualization encourages flexible thinking and problem-solving by allowing your mind to experiment with different outcomes safely. This imaginative rehearsal prepares you to adapt and innovate in real situations. Visualization builds patience and persistence. When you see your goals clearly but understand that achieving them requires time and effort, you develop realistic expectations. You learn to appreciate incremental progress and maintain steady focus, rather than seeking quick fixes or immediate results. This mindset fosters sustainable success. To maximize benefits, avoid multitasking during visualization. Give yourself undivided attention and create a quiet space where you won't be interrupted. Use relaxation techniques if needed to calm your mind before starting. The more relaxed and focused you are, the deeper the impact. Tracking your visualization practice helps maintain consistency and motivation. Consider journaling about your mental images, emotions, and any insights gained. Reflecting on how your mindset evolves strengthens commitment and allows you to refine your technique. This reflective element creates a feedback loop that supports continuous growth. Visualization also influences your emotional state positively. By regularly imagining success, you cultivate feelings of joy, gratitude, and fulfillment before those outcomes physically manifest. These emotions elevate your mood and overall well-being, creating a positive cycle that attracts further success. The power of visualization lies in its ability to translate intangible dreams into concrete mental experiences. This translation bridges the gap between desire and action. It transforms your goals from distant wishes into present realities that guide your behavior consciously and unconsciously. Belief is what converts visualization from daydreaming into a dynamic force for change. Without belief, images fade quickly and have little effect. When belief is strong, visualization becomes a daily practice that strengthens your resolve and shapes your reality. Incorporating visualization into your morning routine is a form of self-leadership. It demonstrates your willingness to take charge of your inner world and direct it towards success. This proactive mindset sets a tone of empowerment that resonates throughout your day. This habit is accessible to everyone. It requires no special tools or resources, only your focused attention and genuine belief. Its simplicity is its strength, allowing you to harness the immense potential of your mind every morning. Visualizing your goals with full belief each day builds momentum that fuels progress and sustains motivation. It transforms abstract hopes into vivid, actionable visions. This transformation is the foundation of persistent effort and ultimate achievement. Making visualization a daily priority nurtures a mindset of growth, resilience, and unwavering commitment. It aligns your mental, emotional, and physical energies toward your deepest aspirations. This alignment is the catalyst for meaningful and lasting success. Chapter 14. Repeat positive truths that shape a winning mindset. The mind is highly influenced by repetition. Just like physical exercise strengthens muscles, mental repetition strengthens neural pathways. When you regularly repeat positive truths, you deepen these pathways, making constructive thoughts automatic and natural. Over time, this reduces the impact of negative self-talk and external criticism that can undermine your progress. Instead, you create a mental environment that supports growth and resilience. The truths you repeat should be specific, meaningful, and realistic. Generic or vague statements lack the power to create deep change. Instead, craft affirmations that address your personal challenges, goals, and values. For example, instead of saying, "I am successful," say, "I am committed to learning and growing every day." This statement acknowledges effort and progress, which sustains long-term motivation. Consistency is key to harnessing the full benefits of this habit. Repeating positive truths once is not enough. They must become a daily ritual. Morning is the ideal time because your mind is fresh and more receptive to new beliefs. Make this practice a non-negotiable part of your routine, like brushing your teeth or eating breakfast. Over time, these truths become internalized and influence your subconscious thinking. Repeating positive truths also builds emotional strength. When you affirm your abilities and worth regularly, you cultivate self-compassion and reduce self-doubt. This emotional foundation makes you less vulnerable to criticism and external pressures. You develop a resilient inner voice that encourages rather than criticizes, supporting you through challenges. This practice helps manage anxiety and fear. Negative thoughts often fuel these emotions, creating a cycle that limits your potential. Positive truths break this cycle by replacing fears with confidence and hope. When you focus on constructive beliefs, you shift your energy from worry to action, which produces better results. Integrating repetition of positive truths into your morning routine encourages mindfulness. It invites you to pause, focus, and set your mental state intentionally rather than reacting automatically to circumstances. This mindfulness cultivates awareness of your thoughts, making it easier to catch and replace negative patterns throughout the day. The words you choose have a profound impact on your self-image. Positive truths shape your identity by telling your brain who you are and who you want to become. This identity influences your behavior, choices, and relationships. When you see yourself as capable and worthy, you act with more confidence and attract opportunities aligned with that image. Using present tense and personal language in your affirmations increases their effectiveness. Saying "I am" rather than "I will be" creates a sense of immediacy and ownership. This language convinces your brain that the truths are real now, which triggers the mindset and behaviors necessary for success. Repetition also supports goal achievement by keeping your focus sharp. Positive truths remind you of your purpose and capabilities, helping you resist distractions and discouragement. They create mental clarity and direction that guides your daily actions toward your objectives. Pairing repeated truths with visualization enhances their power. While affirming your strengths and goals, imagine yourself living those truths fully. This combination activates emotional and cognitive centers in your brain, strengthening belief and motivation. Visualization and affirmation together create a compelling internal reality that drives outward success. Adopting this habit requires commitment and patience. Change does not happen overnight, but persistence builds momentum. Over weeks and months, you'll notice shifts in your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. You'll respond to challenges with more calm and confidence. You'll pursue your goals with greater determination and joy. Avoid using positive truths as empty platitudes or wishful thinking. They must be grounded in reality and reflect your authentic self. Honesty in your affirmations builds trust with yourself and creates sustainable growth. If a truth feels disconnected or unbelievable, adjust it until it resonates deeply. Repeating positive truths cultivates a sense of gratitude and abundance. By focusing on what you have and what you can achieve, you shift away from scarcity mindset. This shift opens your mind to possibilities and attracts positive experiences and relationships. This habit also enhances your influence on others. When you embody positivity and confidence, you inspire and motivate those around you. Your mindset becomes contagious, creating a supportive environment that encourages growth for everyone. To maintain this practice, write down your positive truths and place them where you can see daily. Use reminders or alarms if needed. Consistent exposure reinforces the mental pathways you are building. Over time, you internalize these truths so deeply that they become part of your natural thinking. Incorporating this habit into your morning routine is a form of self-leadership. It demonstrates your commitment to shape your inner world intentionally. This leadership creates a foundation for personal excellence and fulfillment. Repeating positive truths each morning empowers you to control your mindset rather than letting external circumstances dictate your thoughts. It builds confidence, focus, and resilience, which are essential qualities for success in any area of life. By making this practice a daily priority, you create a mental environment where success is not just possible, but expected. Your thoughts align with your goals and values, guiding you toward consistent action and growth. The habit of repeating positive truths is accessible to everyone. It requires no special equipment, only your focused attention and willingness to believe in your potential. Its simplicity and effectiveness make it a powerful tool for lasting change. Ultimately, this practice helps you live intentionally. It anchors you in your strengths and values, enabling you to navigate life's challenges with grace and determination. Repeating positive truths each morning shapes the mindset necessary to achieve your fullest potential. Chapter 15. Track your progress with daily morning reflections. Tracking your progress with daily morning reflections is a transformative habit that creates clarity, accountability, and motivation. When you dedicate time each morning to honestly review your journey, you develop a deeper understanding of where you are, where you want to go, and what it takes to get there. This practice helps you avoid drifting through life without direction and instead move purposefully toward your goals. Reflection in the morning offers a unique vantage point. After rest, your mind is clear and receptive, making it easier to evaluate your recent experiences with fresh eyes. This quiet time allows you to identify what worked, what didn't, and why. Understanding these factors empowers you to adjust your approach, improve your habits, and make better decisions throughout the day. Daily reflection creates a strong feedback loop. Each morning, you check in with yourself and measure your progress against your intentions. This ongoing self-assessment builds momentum by reinforcing positive behaviors and correcting course where necessary. Without this routine, it's easy to repeat mistakes or lose sight of your priorities. The process of tracking progress brings accountability into your life. It transforms vague ambitions into concrete steps by making you aware of your actions and their outcomes. This awareness motivates consistency because you witness firsthand the connection between effort and results. Tracking your progress fosters gratitude and positivity. Recognizing small wins and improvements, no matter how minor, cultivates a mindset of abundance and encouragement. Celebrating progress boosts motivation and sustains your drive even when facing obstacles. The practice also nurtures humility and patience. Growth is rarely linear or immediate. Daily reflection reminds you that setbacks are part of the process, and that perseverance is key. This perspective keeps you grounded and reduces the temptation to give up prematurely. To implement this habit, establish a consistent morning ritual that includes dedicated time for reflection. Use a journal, app, or any tool that suits your style. Write down key questions, such as what you accomplished yesterday, what challenges you faced, what you learned, and what you intend to focus on today. Answering these questions creates structure and depth in your review. Honesty is vital. Be truthful about your successes and failures without judgment. This transparency creates a foundation for meaningful change. Avoid excuses or denial, and instead view reflection as an opportunity for learning and improvement. Daily progress tracking also encourages strategic thinking. By reviewing your actions regularly, you can prioritize tasks that move you closer to your goals and eliminate or delegate less important ones. This strategic mindset enhances efficiency and reduces overwhelm. Incorporate reflection into your morning to set intentions for the day. When you know what worked and what needs adjustment, you can plan smarter and act more decisively. This foresight reduces stress and increases confidence. Over time, reflections build a personal archive of growth and lessons. Reviewing past entries offers perspective on how far you've come and reveals recurring themes or challenges. This historical insight informs future strategies and keeps you motivated by showcasing your journey. Tracking progress also reinforces commitment. The act of daily review demonstrates dedication to your goals and sends a message to your subconscious mind that you are serious about change. This internal commitment increases the likelihood of sustained effort and success. This habit prevents burnout by highlighting when you need rest or course correction. Awareness of your energy levels and emotional state enables you to adjust pace before exhaustion sets in. This balance supports long-term productivity and health. Reflection cultivates adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and circumstances change. Regular review allows you to pivot and respond to new information or challenges effectively. Flexibility is a key trait of successful people, and morning reflection helps develop it. Tracking progress promotes a sense of control and empowerment. Knowing where you stand and what to do next reduces anxiety and feelings of helplessness. This control enhances mental clarity and fosters a proactive approach to life. The habit of morning reflection also aligns with continuous improvement principles. Small daily adjustments accumulate into significant long-term transformation. This steady growth approach is more sustainable and less overwhelming than attempting drastic changes at once. Incorporating reflection into your day supports mindful living. It encourages presence and intentionality, shifting you from autopilot to active engagement with your life. This mindfulness improves decision-making and satisfaction. For those pursuing multiple goals, reflection helps balance competing priorities. Evaluating progress across different areas ensures none are neglected and that your overall growth is harmonious. This balance prevents burnout and promotes well-rounded success. Reflection also supports learning from failure. Instead of fearing mistakes, you develop curiosity and resilience by analyzing what went wrong and how to improve. This mindset transforms setbacks into stepping stones. To maximize this habit, pair reflection with goal setting. Use insights gained to refine your objectives and strategies continually. This integration creates a dynamic process of evaluation and action that accelerates progress. Tracking progress with morning reflections is a practice of self-respect and discipline. It honors your commitment to growth and holds you accountable with kindness and clarity. This respect strengthens your relationship with yourself, fostering confidence and authenticity. This habit empowers you to take ownership of your life journey. You become an active participant rather than a passive observer. This ownership increases motivation, satisfaction, and the likelihood of achieving meaningful success. Ultimately, daily morning reflections provide the insight, motivation, and direction needed to live intentionally and grow consistently. This simple yet profound habit transforms how you navigate challenges, celebrate victories, and pursue your highest potential. Chapter 16. Practice silence and stillness before starting anything. Practicing silence and stillness before starting any activity each morning is a profound way to prepare your mind and body for the day ahead. In a world filled with noise and constant stimulation, taking deliberate moments of quiet allows you to center yourself and cultivate clarity. This simple yet powerful habit slows the pace of your thoughts, reduces mental clutter, and reconnects you with your inner calm and strength. When you create space for silence, you gain control over your mind instead of letting it control you. Silence invites awareness. Without distractions, you can observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment or reaction. This observation builds mindfulness, the ability to be present with what is happening inside you. Mindfulness supports wise decision-making because it helps you see situations more clearly and respond intentionally rather than impulsively. Starting your day with stillness trains your brain to remain calm and focused even when life becomes chaotic. Stillness helps regulate your nervous system. When your body and mind are quiet, the stress response decreases and relaxation increases. This balance is essential for health and productivity. You enter the day with a sense of calm confidence, ready to face challenges without anxiety or overwhelm. Over time, this practice can lower chronic stress levels and improve emotional resilience. Silence enhances self-connection. It gives you access to your intuition, values, and true priorities. In the absence of external noise, your inner voice becomes clearer and stronger. This clarity strengthens your ability to make choices aligned with your authentic self. When you start your day grounded in this connection, your actions flow more naturally from your core principles and goals. Practicing stillness develops discipline and patience. It requires you to slow down and resist the urge to fill every moment with activity or distraction. This restraint builds mental toughness and control over impulses. These qualities carry over into other areas of life, helping you manage distractions, procrastination, and emotional reactivity. To integrate silence and stillness into your morning, begin by creating a dedicated space free from interruptions. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and focus on your breath or simply rest in awareness. Start with just a few minutes and gradually increase the duration as you become more comfortable with stillness. This habit also strengthens your emotional regulation. By practicing stillness regularly, you become less reactive to stress and emotional triggers. You develop the capacity to pause, reflect, and choose your response thoughtfully. This ability enhances relationships and decision-making throughout the day. The practice of stillness encourages spiritual growth for many. It creates space for reflection on life's deeper meaning and your role in the world. This connection to something larger than yourself can provide comfort, motivation, and perspective during difficult times. Incorporating silence before activity also improves concentration. When your mind is calm, you can focus better on tasks and maintain attention longer. This focus increases efficiency and reduces errors, leading to better results with less effort. Making stillness a non-negotiable part of your morning routine sends a message to your brain that calm and clarity are priorities. This consistency reinforces the habit and its benefits. The habit of silence and stillness promotes humility and acceptance. It reminds you that not every moment must be filled with action or noise. This acceptance reduces pressure and fosters peace with life's pace and uncertainties. Practicing silence before beginning your day sharpens your awareness of habitual thought patterns. This awareness is the first step toward changing unhelpful habits and cultivating positive ones. You become an active participant in shaping your mental landscape. This habit deepens your capacity for empathy. When you regularly connect with your inner world, you develop sensitivity to the emotions and experiences of others. This empathy strengthens relationships and collaboration. Silence prepares you to receive guidance and insight. When the mind is quiet, you are more open to inspiration and problem solving. This openness supports creativity and effective decision-making. Stillness encourages presence in daily activities. When you start your day with calm focus, you carry that presence into everything you do. This presence improves the quality of your work and your interactions. The practice also fosters patience. In silence, you learn to tolerate discomfort and resist the urge for immediate gratification. This patience supports long-term success and personal growth. Silence before action encourages gratitude for the present moment. It shifts your perspective from rushing to arrival and cultivates appreciation for life's simple gifts. This gratitude enhances emotional well-being and motivation. To maintain this habit, avoid distractions like phones, screens, or noise during your silence practice. Create a sacred time that you protect fiercely. This respect reinforces its importance and impact. Practicing silence and stillness daily is a form of self-leadership. It shows your commitment to master your inner world and lead your life intentionally. This leadership builds confidence and resilience that extend beyond the morning. Ultimately, silence and stillness before starting your day create a powerful foundation for clarity, calm, and focused action. This habit nurtures mental and emotional balance, fosters creativity and presence, and strengthens your ability to navigate life with wisdom and grace. Chapter 17. Say no to anything that disrupts your mornings. Protecting your morning routine by saying no to anything that disrupts it is a crucial step toward mastering your day and ultimately your life. The morning sets the tone for everything that follows. If distractions, obligations, or negative influences invade this sacred time, they can derail your focus, energy, and mindset. Learning to say no firmly and consistently is an act of self-respect and discipline that empowers you to prioritize what truly matters. Every morning presents an opportunity to take control and invest in yourself. This investment requires boundaries. Boundaries help you guard against interruptions that chip away at your time and attention. Saying no isn't about being rude or selfish. It's about valuing your goals and well-being enough to protect the routines that support them. These boundaries create a stable foundation that boosts productivity and mental clarity. Disruptions often come disguised as urgent requests or tempting distractions. It's easy to fall into the trap of immediate reactions, but reacting without intention undermines your discipline. By consciously choosing what to accept or decline during your morning, you reclaim your power over your schedule and mindset. This proactive stance builds resilience against chaos and external pressures. The power to say no also involves recognizing your limits. You cannot serve everyone's demands while prioritizing your growth. Accepting this truth is liberating. It frees you from unnecessary guilt and overcommitment. You learn to honor your energy and time, which leads to better outcomes in all areas of life. A morning disrupted by unwanted demands often leads to stress and rushing. This hurried start reduces your effectiveness and increases errors throughout the day. Saying no to distractions maintains your calm and control. It enables you to move through your routine deliberately, setting a positive momentum that carries forward. Saying no requires clarity about your priorities. When you clearly understand your goals and values, it becomes easier to identify which requests or activities align with them. This clarity acts as a filter, allowing only supportive influences into your morning space. Everything else is politely but firmly declined. The habit of saying no strengthens your decision-making skills. It teaches you to evaluate opportunities based on their impact rather than impulse or external pressure. This disciplined evaluation fosters better choices that advance your growth and success. It is important to prepare others for your boundaries. Communicating your morning routine and its importance to family, friends, or colleagues helps manage expectations. When people understand your commitment, they are more likely to respect your space and time. This support reduces conflicts and distractions. Saying no does not mean isolating yourself. It means choosing connection and engagement at the right time and place. Protecting your morning creates a ripple effect, improving your presence and contribution later in the day. You show up more focused, energized, and available for meaningful interactions. Avoid allowing technology to disrupt your mornings. Notifications, emails, and social media demands are designed to capture your attention and can easily fragment your focus. Set clear boundaries with devices by turning off alerts or placing them out of reach during your morning routine. This digital discipline preserves your mental energy and prevents reactive behavior. Morning disruptions can also come from your own habits or mindset. Resistance to starting your routine or engaging with discomfort can derail progress. Saying no includes rejecting excuses and procrastination. It means committing fully to the actions that nurture your growth, even when they feel challenging. Building the courage to say no takes practice and self-compassion. It can feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to pleasing others or avoiding conflict. Remember that your commitment to yourself is a form of kindness, not selfishness. Over time, setting these boundaries becomes easier and more natural. Saying no to morning disruptions also means being selective about what you allow in your physical environment. Clutter, noise, or chaotic spaces can distract and drain your energy. Create a calm and organized morning environment that supports focus and intention. Decline the temptation to engage with anything that disturbs this space. This habit promotes greater accountability. When you control what enters your morning, you hold yourself responsible for how you start the day. This ownership increases motivation and empowers you to maintain consistency in your routines. Saying no encourages you to reclaim lost time. Many people underestimate how much their mornings are hijacked by others' agendas or mindless distractions. By refusing these interruptions, you free up valuable moments for reflection, planning, exercise, or other habits that boost your success. This practice also reduces mental clutter. Each yes to an unnecessary distraction adds noise to your mind and drains focus. Saying no clears this noise, allowing your mind to operate at its highest level. Clarity and calm become your default states. Saying no to disruptions nurtures your self-esteem. Setting and enforcing boundaries sends a powerful message to yourself and others that you value your time and goals. This respect builds confidence and encourages further positive habits. The ability to say no aligns with your long-term vision. Every morning decision accumulates, shaping the path you follow. Choosing to protect your mornings ensures that your daily actions contribute meaningfully to your growth instead of detracting from it. This habit helps you avoid burnout. Overcommitting or succumbing to distractions early in the day depletes energy reserves. Saying no preserves your vitality, enabling sustained effort and enthusiasm throughout your day. To strengthen this habit, practice polite but firm responses. You don't need to justify extensively or feel guilty. Simple statements like "I'm focusing on my morning routine right now," or "I'll get back to you later," establish clear boundaries respectfully. Regularly reviewing your morning routine and identifying common disruptions helps you anticipate challenges and plan your responses. This preparation increases your success in maintaining focus and flow. Saying no to morning disruptions also protects your mental health. Reducing chaos and unwanted demands creates space for peace and centeredness. This calmness improves mood, creativity, and overall well-being. Saying no fosters gratitude. When you protect your morning, you appreciate the time and energy you have to invest in yourself. This appreciation enhances motivation and satisfaction. Ultimately, saying no to anything that disrupts your mornings is an act of self-empowerment. It respects your goals, nurtures your growth, and sets a powerful example for others. This disciplined commitment to your morning routine creates lasting positive impact on your life and success. Chapter 18. Sleep early to protect your 5 a.m. discipline. Consistently sleeping early is the foundation that supports waking up at 5 a.m. with energy and focus. Without adequate rest, your body and mind cannot perform at their best, making early rising difficult and unsustainable. The human body requires a natural rhythm that balances wakefulness and rest. When you shift your bedtime earlier, you align more closely with your internal clock, improving sleep quality. Sleeping early strengthens cognitive function. Adequate rest enhances memory, creativity, problem-solving and decision-making skills, crucial for effective mornings. When sleep is neglected, brain fog, poor focus and emotional instability become common, sabotaging your ability to execute morning routines and tasks. Developing an early bedtime cultivates self-control. It requires you to resist distractions, late-night activities, and habits that interfere with rest. This act of discipline carries over into other areas of life, reinforcing your overall ability to make healthy, intentional choices that benefit your growth. Protecting your sleep schedule involves creating a consistent nighttime routine. Going to bed and waking up at the same time daily signals your body to regulate hormones like melatonin that govern sleepiness and alertness. This consistency improves sleep onset and duration, reducing fatigue and improving mood upon waking. An early bedtime reduces exposure to artificial light, especially blue light emitted from screens. Blue light disrupts melatonin production, delaying sleep onset and diminishing rest quality. Minimizing screen use at least 1 hour before sleep supports your natural circadian rhythm and strengthens your ability to wake early refreshed. The habit of sleeping early prevents the dangerous cycle of sleep deprivation and late nights. When you stay up late, you risk compensating with naps or sleeping in, which fragments your schedule and reduces the likelihood of maintaining the 5 a.m. wake-up. This irregularity disrupts your rhythm and leads to chronic tiredness. Early sleep fosters emotional resilience. Rested individuals manage stress and challenges more effectively. Sleep deprivation heightens emotional reactivity and reduces patience, increasing the chances of morning frustration or skipping the routine entirely. Prioritizing sleep also improves physical health. Rest supports immune function, muscle repair, and hormone balance. These benefits enhance your energy and endurance, allowing you to engage fully in morning exercise and activities that support your long-term goals. To encourage early sleep, establish a wind-down period in the evening. Engage in calming activities such as reading, light stretching, or meditation that prepare your mind and body for rest. Avoid stimulating tasks or conversations that elevate adrenaline or mental alertness. Creating a sleep-friendly environment also supports this habit. Maintain a cool, dark, and quiet bedroom. Remove distractions and invest in comfortable bedding. A dedicated restful space signals your brain that it's time to go and sleep deeply. Nutrition affects sleep quality as well. Avoid heavy meals, caffeine, and alcohol close to bedtime. These substances interfere with digestion, sleep cycles, and hormone balance. Opt for light, healthy snacks if necessary, and hydrate earlier in the evening. Managing stress throughout the day contributes to easier early sleep. Chronic stress elevates cortisol, making it difficult to relax and fall asleep. Implement daily stress relief practices such as breathing exercises or journaling to calm your mind before bedtime. The discipline of sleeping early reinforces accountability to your 5 a.m. commitment. When you respect your sleep schedule, you send a clear message to yourself that your growth and well-being are non-negotiable. This respect motivates consistency and resilience in your morning habits. Adjusting to an earlier bedtime may be challenging initially. You may face resistance from social activities, work demands, or ingrained habits. Overcome this by focusing on the benefits of waking early, such as increased productivity, clarity, and peace. Let these benefits motivate your commitment. Tracking your sleep patterns helps you identify behaviors or environmental factors that hinder early rest. Use tools like journals or sleep apps to monitor duration, quality, and consistency. This data empowers you to make informed adjustments and optimize your routine. Sharing your sleep goals with supportive people creates accountability and understanding. When your social circle respects your early bedtime, you experience fewer temptations and conflicts that disrupt rest. This support is valuable for long-term success. Sleeping early nurtures creativity and mental clarity. During rest, your brain consolidates learning and solves problems subconsciously. This restoration primes you for focused and inspired mornings, enhancing your ability to tackle important tasks effectively. The habit also encourages patience. It reminds you that meaningful progress requires care and time. Instead of sacrificing rest for immediate gains, you prioritize sustainable growth through balance and self-care. Sleeping early builds a foundation for holistic well-being. It enhances mood stability, physical vitality, and mental sharpness. This foundation supports every other habit you cultivate, making the 5 a.m. wake-up a gateway to lifelong success. Avoid multitasking in the evening, which can extend your wakefulness unnecessarily. Focus on one calming activity at a time to ease your transition to sleep. This focused relaxation promotes quicker and deeper rest. To further support early sleep, limit exposure to bright light in the hour before bed. Use dim lighting or candles to create a soothing atmosphere. This gentle environment signals your body to wind down. Sleep is not a passive activity, but an active investment in your potential. Protecting it with an early bedtime is a conscious choice that accelerates your growth and sharpens your performance. Finally, view your early sleep as a sacred commitment to yourself. Guard it fiercely against distractions and excuses. This commitment is a daily act of self-love that empowers your 5 a.m. habit and transforms your life. Chapter 19. Surround yourself with early risers who push growth. Being around early risers means you share a schedule that values productivity and intention. When your peers wake up before the world stirs, they demonstrate consistency and determination. Their example offers both inspiration and accountability, encouraging you to show up for yourself each morning. This mutual commitment reduces feelings of isolation or struggle, replacing them with camaraderie and shared purpose. Early risers tend to prioritize habits that enhance their physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Their routines often include exercise, meditation, journaling, or focused work. Social interactions with early risers often involve discussions about productivity, self-improvement, and meaningful achievements. These conversations reinforce your values and clarify your priorities. Surrounding yourself with motivated individuals also helps you avoid common pitfalls like procrastination, negativity, or complacency. People who push growth model behaviors like discipline, time management, and positive thinking. Their example helps you develop healthier mental patterns and productive routines. This influence acts like a mirror, reflecting what's possible and inspiring you to rise to higher standards. Being part of a group of early risers builds a sense of belonging and purpose. You share similar values and ambitions, creating bonds that support mutual encouragement. This community provides emotional support during difficult moments and celebrates victories together. Feeling connected to others who prioritize growth enhances your motivation and reinforces your identity as someone committed to improvement. In addition, engaging with early risers expands your network of opportunities. These individuals often pursue meaningful projects, careers, or creative endeavors. Their connections, insights, and experiences become valuable resources for your own journey. This network enriches your life with mentorship, collaboration, and inspiration that fuel ongoing growth. Surrounding yourself with people who rise early requires intentional effort. It might involve joining groups, attending events, or creating accountability partnerships focused on morning routines and personal development. Invest time in finding like-minded individuals who share your commitment to the 5 a.m. habit and encourage your growth. The company you keep shapes your energy levels. Early risers often have vibrant, optimistic attitudes that uplift those around them. Their enthusiasm and clarity create a positive atmosphere that makes mornings feel empowering rather than burdensome. This energy helps you start each day with a sense of possibility and excitement. Learning from early risers offers practical benefits as well. You gain insight into effective strategies for overcoming morning challenges like fatigue or distraction. Observing their routines reveals small but impactful habits that improve focus, mood, and productivity. Adopting these strategies increases your chance of sustaining your own early rising discipline. When you surround yourself with growth-driven early risers, you naturally develop accountability mechanisms. Knowing others are pursuing similar goals encourages you to maintain consistency. This accountability prevents backsliding or rationalizing skipping your morning routine. Instead, it keeps you engaged and progressing even on tough days. Being around early risers encourages you to celebrate progress and effort rather than perfection. Growth-focused peers understand setbacks as part of the journey. This mindset helps you maintain resilience and avoid discouragement when mornings don't go perfectly. It reinforces the belief that persistence leads to lasting transformation. Surrounding yourself with people who push growth nurtures humility. You witness others' struggles and triumphs, realizing that success is a process requiring patience and effort. This awareness keeps you grounded and motivated, fostering compassion for yourself and others along the way. The positive influence of early risers extends beyond mornings. Their mindset and habits permeate other aspects of life, such as work ethic, relationships, and self-care. Being part of this circle inspires comprehensive growth that enriches every area of your existence. Choosing to spend time with early risers means prioritizing your environment as a key factor in your success. This choice reflects your understanding that personal growth is not a solo journey, but one supported by community and connection. Your social environment can either propel you forward or hold you back. To build this supportive circle, seek opportunities to connect with people who share your values. Join morning workout groups, book clubs, or mastermind groups that meet early. Participate in online communities dedicated to personal growth and early rising. Consistently engage with these networks to strengthen your commitment and expand your influence. Remember that surrounding yourself with growth-minded early risers also requires reciprocity. Offer encouragement, share insights, and celebrate others' achievements. This mutual support creates a positive cycle that enhances everyone's growth and motivation. Early risers who push growth often embrace continuous learning. Being part of their circle exposes you to new ideas, books, podcasts, and tools that enhance your journey. This exposure broadens your perspective and keeps you inspired to improve. This environment also helps you develop emotional intelligence. Conversations with motivated peers often involve reflection on mindset, habits, and challenges. Engaging in these discussions improves your self-awareness, empathy, and communication skills, qualities that support your growth and relationships. Surrounding yourself with early risers who push growth creates a mindset of abundance. You see that success and improvement are possible for everyone willing to commit. This belief fuels optimism and persistence in your own journey. Being part of a growth-focused community improves your confidence. You gain validation for your goals and progress, reinforcing your self-worth and determination. This confidence empowers you to take bold steps toward your dreams. The influence of early risers helps you overcome fear and self-doubt. Witnessing others face challenges and continue growing inspires courage and resilience within you. This inspiration motivates you to persist despite obstacles. This circle also promotes gratitude. Sharing progress and challenges with supportive peers highlights the value of growth and connection. Gratitude strengthens your motivation and deepens your appreciation for the journey. Ultimately, choosing to surround yourself with early risers who push growth creates an environment that supports your 5 a.m. habit and personal development. This community amplifies your strengths, nurtures your resilience, and inspires ongoing transformation. In their company, you find the motivation, accountability, and wisdom necessary to become the best version of yourself every morning. Chapter 20. Commit fully to becoming better every single morning. Committing fully to becoming better every single morning transforms your life because it turns intention into consistent action. Each day offers a fresh chance to improve, to move closer to the person you want to become. This commitment is not about perfection or grand gestures. It's about showing up for yourself with dedication and focus, no matter what. By embracing this mindset, you create unstoppable momentum that compounds into lasting success. The first step to full commitment is understanding that growth is a lifelong journey. Improvement does not happen overnight, but through small, deliberate steps taken daily. When you wake with the resolve to get better, you prioritize progress over comfort. This choice requires courage to face challenges, acknowledge weaknesses, and embrace change. Every morning becomes a personal reset, an opportunity to learn and adapt. Fully committing means setting clear intentions for the day ahead. Before you get out of bed, decide what you want to achieve and how you will act differently. This clarity directs your focus and energy, preventing distractions from derailing your progress. Intentional mornings empower you to take control rather than drift through your day. Accountability plays a vital role in commitment. Holding yourself responsible for the actions you take or fail to take strengthens your discipline. Tracking your efforts, reflecting on successes and setbacks, and adjusting accordingly builds resilience. Commitment deepens when you accept ownership of your growth and refuse to make excuses. Each morning, commitment involves embracing discomfort. Growth rarely happens in ease or convenience. Early rising itself requires overcoming the temptation to stay in bed. Adding productive habits demands pushing past resistance, fatigue, or doubt. The willingness to endure discomfort for long-term benefit defines your ability to improve consistently. Consistency is the key to transforming commitment into results. Even on difficult days when motivation wanes, showing up for your routine signals to your mind and body that growth is a priority. These repeated actions build neural pathways that make positive habits automatic. Over time, this momentum eliminates the need for willpower alone. Committing fully also means being flexible and patient with yourself. Progress is rarely linear, and setbacks are part of the process. Instead of judgment or frustration, use these moments as valuable lessons. Adjust your approach, renew your focus, and keep moving forward without losing faith in your journey. A crucial aspect of commitment is aligning your actions with your values and long-term goals. When your mornings reflect what truly matters to you, it creates powerful motivation. This alignment fosters deeper satisfaction and fuels perseverance, making each morning effort meaningful beyond immediate outcomes. Visualizing your future self can strengthen commitment. Picture the person you want to be in 1 year, 5 years, or beyond. Imagine the habits, mindset, and achievements that define this version of you. Use this vision to inspire your morning actions, knowing that each small improvement contributes to this larger reality. Accountability partners or mentors can enhance your commitment. Sharing your goals and progress with trusted individuals increases your likelihood of follow-through. They provide encouragement, feedback, and reminders that keep you on track even when self-motivation falters. Community support magnifies your dedication. Celebrating small victories reinforces your commitment. Recognize the efforts you make each morning and the positive changes they bring. This acknowledgement boosts confidence and joy, encouraging you to maintain momentum. Gratitude for progress, no matter how minor, strengthens your resolve to keep improving. Full commitment requires rejecting all or nothing thinking. Missing a morning or faltering in your routine does not mean failure. What matters is returning to your commitment with renewed focus. This mindset prevents discouragement and builds sustainable habits that last. Committing every morning involves cultivating mindfulness. Being present and engaged in your routine increases its effectiveness. Mindfulness deepens your awareness of thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, allowing you to make conscious choices aligned with your commitment. This dedication expands beyond mornings. When you commit fully to betterment at the start of each day, it naturally influences your actions throughout the day. Your decisions, interactions, and efforts reflect your growth mindset, creating a ripple effect that enhances all areas of life. Investing in personal growth each morning strengthens self-respect. You prove to yourself that your goals and well-being are worth time and effort. This respect builds confidence and reduces self-sabotage, enabling higher achievement. Commitment also involves setting boundaries that protect your morning routine. This may mean saying no to distractions, limiting social media, or organizing your environment for success. These boundaries honor your goals and create space for growth to flourish. A fully committed mindset embraces curiosity and openness. It welcomes new ideas, feedback, and experiences that challenge your current way of thinking. This openness fuels continuous learning and adaptation, essential for ongoing improvement. Discipline cultivated through morning commitment enhances your ability to face adversity. Challenges become opportunities to demonstrate strength and perseverance. This resilience is a hallmark of successful individuals and a result of daily dedication. Your commitment inspires others. When people observe your consistency and growth, they become motivated to pursue their own betterment. This influence creates a positive cycle of encouragement and shared success. Fully committing each morning fosters a sense of purpose. You start your day with intention and direction, reducing aimlessness and overwhelm. This purpose energizes you to tackle tasks with focus and enthusiasm. Recognize that commitment is a choice made moment by moment. It requires vigilance against complacency and distraction. Regularly remind yourself why you started and what you stand to gain by staying dedicated. Engaging in reflection strengthens your commitment. At the end of each morning or day, review what worked, what didn't, and how to improve. This habit of honest assessment promotes growth and reinforces your resolve. Committing to daily betterment encourages a growth mindset. You see abilities and intelligence as developable through effort. This belief empowers you to embrace challenges and persist in the face of setbacks. Maintain balance within your commitment. Prioritize rest, nutrition, and relationships alongside personal growth. A well-rounded approach sustains your energy and motivation for long-term success. Remember that every morning is a new opportunity. No matter how yesterday went, you can start fresh and commit again. This perspective cultivates hope and persistence. Commitment to improvement enhances your creativity and problem-solving skills. A focused mind is more open to innovative ideas and solutions, benefiting all areas of your life. The practice of daily commitment builds emotional intelligence. You learn to manage emotions, empathize, and communicate effectively, skills essential for personal and professional growth. Fully embracing this habit leads to profound transformation. Incremental improvements compound, creating breakthroughs that once seemed impossible. Your consistent morning dedication shapes your destiny. Ultimately, committing fully to becoming better every single morning is an act of self-love and respect. It is the choice to invest in your potential and live intentionally. This commitment unlocks your ability to create a fulfilling, successful life through the power of daily action.